Well, hello, welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valerie, your neighborhood pyrography artist, here to help guide you on your burning adventures. And I'm joined with hubby.
Okay.
Hopefully you can hear everything. I got everything readjusted, so hopefully you can hear Jason. If you can't, let us know. So today we are adding watercolor and Brusho to the wood. And I have to admit, I'm a little nervous. Hi Lisa, hi Grace, hi Larry, hi Eve. So on the wood, I did one layer of just clear spray varnish because I put some white colored pencil on the wood. Can't really see it as much because like pastels it lightens, but I did. And then I added a layer of this transparent watercolor ground. I have it linked down in the description below. And I would say, based on my tests, that putting it directly on the wood is probably better, but you have to put it pretty thick. But because I had the colored pencil on here, I didn't want to smear it. That's why I sprayed it. And I'm hoping I have enough on here. Hi, Joseph.
Podge is here too.
Hi, Podge. I'm trying to see if the camera will pick it up. I noticed that there was a little bit of grain raising. I'm trying to see if I can find it. It's kind of in here, kind of hard to see, but there was a little bit. Hopefully the wood is completely protected and we're going to get the watercolor look, not a stain look, because if you put watercolors directly on wood, it just stains it. In fact, I did some tests. This side has the watercolor ground on it. This side doesn't. Where the watercolor ground is at, this is Brusho, so I couldn't remove it. But where the watercolor, where I put some watercolor, I actually could remove it. Let's see here. I'll take a bright color. It's not the color I'm going to use. I just want to show that putting some watercolor on there and then letting it sit for a minute. I think I'm going to zoom in a little bit.
April G is here.
Hi April. Hi Andrew. Just saw him pop up. Okay, that's just a little bit. So right there, and what I should have done is show what the watercolor does just directly on wood. It kind of beads up on the burning, whereas on the ground it doesn't, but you can move it around. So it would be like using a wood pulp paper that has a lot of sizing in it. When the paint sits on top of the ground, and I can just wet it and take some paper towel and wipe it off. It's pretty much gone though. This is a staining color, that's why I used it. So that's what that test was for. Oh, thanks Eve. Yeah, I wanted something a little bit easier on the eyes with a little bit of character for a backdrop. So I have to admit, I'm nervous. I still haven't figured out what colors. I pulled out purple, brilliant red, and ultramarine for the Brusho. I don't want to fully paint this like I would paint a picture. I kind of want to do like the George thing and have it a little more abstract since this is so tight. So for the paints, I've got core pulled out today because the core really moves, and I grabbed those. I do have some of my Primatech and some other paints out, but those are the main ones. I have some paper towel to wipe my brush on, maybe. So what color? Oh, I'm so nervous. I think I will do the watercolor first, because I know I can wipe it off if I don't like it. And then we will go from there. I'm a little worried about getting the wood too wet because if I don't have it sealed as well as it should be, then it's going to raise the grain. It's going to split the wood, and I don't want that. So we're going to start, I think, over here. And
He says you didn't send him a photo.
I didn't send him a photo. Oh, that is in regards to last week's live at the end
Okay.
about sending a friend a photo.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what that's all about. So I am gonna have to move the board around and trying to get right up to the flower. I'm not going to paint all the way out. I'm going to let the paint travel. But I'm trying to stay off the flowers. And let's see what we get. What color? What color? What color? We liked the Indothrone blue last night, right? So guess what I also have this wood so we can see how the colors look on the boards. Because wood will show through the watercolor. So this is Indothrone blue. It doesn't get too green. I like that. So here we go. Everybody hold your breath. Hi, Sheila. Hold your breath or if I do it, I'm going to pass out.
So.
I was about to touch down.
Oh, sorry.
No, distract me, please.
Okay.
What?
Eve wants to know, well, actually Grace wants to know how well the Primatex show up on wood. Does the sparkle show?
This pink right here is a mix of the, I guess I don't have enough water down. It's not, there we go. Gotta find. Yes, the sparkle does show up. I used a mix of I don't even know how to pronounce it. Let's see here. Yeah, the sparkle does show. So I'm adding just water, trying to get this to move. I guess I didn't add enough. This is kind of like working on hot press watercolor paper. So I'm just trying to get enough water down.
Grace says she's still not sorry. And Eve wants to know, what about transparent watercolor grounds?
That's what I'm using on the wood right now.
Oh, God, Heather's here.
I wonder how often Heather's gotten that comment made. Let's see here. I'm trying to get it to move a little bit more. If I tilt it, it'll run. I kind of want it to go that way. I definitely need more water. More water. Like I said, I have no plan, and I am nervous. I don't know what this is going to look like. And we'll drop some up here.
Larry Hendricks says, I'll watch this another time. I'm just starting in wood burning. I need to get the basics down first before other techniques. Thanks.
Well, thank you for stopping by, Larry.
And Eve wants to know, the watercolor grounds don't seal in the wood a little?
They do, but because I was worried about cloudiness, I went lighter, I think, on the ground than I could have. Alright, so I got a little bit more wood, or a little more water on the wood. There we go, now we're getting some movement. Like I said, I want this to be a bit more, oh man, touched down in the wrong color. Clean my brush. Don't want any phthalo blue-green shade. So here we go. I don't know how dark I want this. I don't want to lose the burning. That's kind of the main reason why I'm not looking at painting over the orchids, because I work 21 hours on them. I kind of don't want to lose the burning.
Shelly Lyons is here.
Hi, Shelly. Alright, so let's see here. What to do. Let's just drop some water around to see what happens. Oh, that made pretty good. And I did put the watercolor ground all the way around and along the edges. So, you see, if I didn't use it, it would really warp the burning. Whew! Oh, that was cool. You see,
Yeah.
oh, it hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
That was cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's go the other way.
Tasty Critters is here.
Hey, Tasty.
Unfortunately, they can't stay.
Mm-hmm.
Have to get gravel for a mud-pit driveway.
But you could play with watercolors instead.
And David Gray is asking if you've ever used watercolor pencils.
I have, and I have some. I just have not done it in a long time. I will do a project with the burning and watercolor pencils soon. I have a lot of supplies that I really want to. I'm wondering how much ground is right there. Let's see here. So the pigment follows the water. If there's no water there, the pigment, like right here in these holes, there's no water. So that's why the pigment's not following it. So, but I do like having the holes. So I'm going to actually leave. I'm going to leave that. I like it. Let's see here. I've got some water here. And because of my lighter petals, with doing this darker color, the petals are going to stand out more. Now this will dry lighter than what you're seeing right now. I don't want to fill that in too much. Alright, let's see here. And we can drop other color in there too. Let's go to the other side so we can see how it looks balanced out. So I've got one brush that is mainly water. Come on, work with me here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do this side. That's mainly water, and a smaller brush that is my paint. I'm doing that so I don't feel like I'm wasting paint by cleaning off the brush, since I'm not changing colors. Alright, and there is a little bit of blue in my water. That's okay because I'm using that blue. So, how's everybody doing? Are they as nervous as I am right now?
Andrew wants to know if you can breathe yet.
Yeah, I really am liking that. But it's going to dry differently, and it's going to dry with blooms because there's more water in some areas and it pushes the pigment.
Grace wants to know if you see a big shift in color with the ground.
With the ground itself, well, that's the blue dried down. No, not really. Alright, hopefully this is enough water. Yeah, I'm definitely going to use couple of other colors. I'm not sure about the Brusho. I just pulled it out so that I had options. So I'm just touching down closer to the flower petal and letting it move. See, now I see a little bit of grain there that hopefully I have enough water in here. So let's see here. Last time I used the brush of water to move it around. That's cool.
That happens pretty quickly.
And when there's more water on the brush than pigment, it kind of switches out.
Grace wants to know about, are you going to be picking up the board to move the color? You know, shift it with gravity.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly how I'm wanting this to look. So it's blue. And I think let's see here. Let's drop in some other colors while it's wet. See, what colors? On the test board, I did a very colorful painting. The clipboard's to your left. I'll show it. It's embarrassing. Now, this is not how I would normally paint watercolor, but I was trying to see what colors worked with the brown ink the best. So I was dropping down a bunch of colors, and this is mineral violet. Did you like the mineral violet? You did, didn't you? So yeah, this is not a normal painting. This was just so I could see colors and test things out. Don't judge me. So the mineral violet. See, I'm a little nervous about using the Brusho because I don't want any color on the flowers.
Okay.
So my mineral violet is M Graham. I didn't wet it, but it should still be okay. Yeah. Alright. So I'm going to take a little bit of the water off my brush because there's already a lot of water on the board. And
Now, if you didn't want to get watercolor in a certain spot, the way you've prepped the board, would it be alright to use masking fluid?
you know, I wasn't sure because of how the ground is on how masking fluid. I thought about it, but I wasn't sure how it would do. And I was so focused on picking colors that I didn't test it. Let's see here. Come on.
Maureen McDonald is here.
Hi, Marie. Hi, Maureen. Let's see here. Just moving it around. I kind of... Let's see here. Wherever the water goes, the paint goes. I don't want it to mix too much, though. Don't want it to mix. So... let's see here. That's a little too pink still. We'll mix that. And I do have a heat gun standing by.
You do?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh.
In case I want to dry something down. And let's see here. See, I'm getting a lot of... Luckily, I can kind of take a wet brush and blend it and kind of smooth it out. And I did let this the ground cure for 24 hours.
Okay.
It says 24 to 72 hours. Let me see here. I don't like this line, so I'm just using the wet brush to kind of make it go away. And hopefully, if I don't like something, oops, got my finger in that. If I don't like something, hopefully these won't stain too bad.
Well, I guess the internet cord's working.
Good.
Because they can see us.
They can see us. That tends to be a good sign if they can see us. So there's a little bit of the Indian throne on this brush, which I'm okay with because it kind of brings the colors together.
Grace just brought up the torch. So it's good to have that standing by too.
Yeah.
Not for this though.
Not for this one.
You're gonna have to use the torch pretty soon.
I know. I just give me an idea what to use it on for. Let's see here. All right. So
I wonder if anybody's ever done a galaxy wood burning.
I've actually thought about it, but I think it needs more time to percolate in my brain. All right. I can see right here where it's not right up close.
So the torch would work good for that.
Oh, there's one. Somebody in one of the groups was had a plan for that. All right. So I like that it kind of goes lighter. And that's what I want.
Shelly Lyons has to go.
Well, thank you for stopping by.
Hope everyone has an awesome day. Toodaloo.
I don't know if I like this.
Like what?
This. This. What I'm doing.
I think it's pretty.
Well, it's the way it's drying. I mean, I like the curls, but it's not drying like that. Like, it's not unusual. You know what? This is the Brilliant Red.
So, when I do backdrops for night skies, I use these three colors a lot. Not these three watercolors, but in general. These three.
Ooh,
hues.
that's cool.
The red. The
Don't want to move it too much.
purple.
I just put a couple of dots of the Brusho Brilliant Red.
Okay.
Is it bright enough? Because on the TV screen it looks
good.
The tablet can get brighter. Yeah.
Shouldn't you be painting?
I should. There we go. I just want to see if it looks alright. So that's cool. Okay. We're going to do more of that. Let's see here. I'm trying to let some of the area dry. So I think we're going to go in here.
Okay.
Gonna go in here. And I won't be able to see until I put the paint down how close.
Okay.
And I am gonna go all the way up to the flower, but I don't think I'm gonna start at the flower this time. I think I'm gonna start in the middle and let it go out so that it's kind of filling in the center and lightening up towards the edges for this area. Now I do know the Brusho stains, so I have to be careful with that. And I see the wood, I'm hoping that's just the ground, and once it dries down, it'll go back to match the color of everything else. Alright, so drop some of this in here. And then I'm going to drop, I think, a little bit of the mineral violet in here. Let's see here. It moved around more when I moved it with the water. Let's move it with water. I really like the curly cues. I'm trying to get that to do it again. I don't want just drops. I like the curly cues.
That's looking really good.
That kind of looks like some flowers right there. A little bit.
A little bit.
Let's move it this way. I gotta be careful because this is still wet down here. So I don't want to mix that red too much. I may have to dry that a little bit. And we're gonna drop in. What's the worst that can happen? It looks like shit. Do it again. Right?
Whoa.
Right.
You just cussed.
I did. I'm trying to psych myself out. Excuse me. Alright. I'm going to use a smaller brush to move the paint around. Maybe.
Lisa is asking if it's possible to zoom in a little bit. She's watching on her phone, so it's hard to see the red.
Ooh! Yes. Icon. The zoom is right there at the top.
Okay.
I'll have to move the pan over a little bit. Hopefully that looks okay.
Hello.
She did you not unplug her?
I forgot. I think I turned her off. Alright. Is that a little better, Lisa? Make sure I'm on screen. So let's move this around a little bit. And because this is a cooler red with the blue, it's going to be more purple when they mix like that. The other red, the scarlet red, was more of an orangey red. And that's why I didn't pick that one.
Lisa says awesome.
Okay. Alright. Let's see here. And what I'll do is I'll mute the mic real quick. I want to hit this with the heat gun.
Okay.
And I'm just, so there's not going to be any sound for a minute. That way I'm not messing up your eardrums.
Right here.
Yep.
Okay.
Go. Alright, it's not completely dry. I didn't want to move the paint around too much, but I'm going to take some salt, do a little of that.
Oh, Philip's here.
Hey, Philip. The salt pulls the water and leaves a texture. The red there blended more than I wanted. It's alright. We can always add more. And then there's some of the areas I don't, that I think look a little rough. So I'm just using a damp brush and trying to blend that out a little bit.
Okay.
And hopefully I can get rid of these lines. Yeah. So the salt, I got a little too much in one area, but we can fix. Because I was starting not to like it, so I'm hoping that the salt will kind of fix that.
Okay.
I do like that I can re-wet so easily and smooth things out. Let's see here. What I could do is have this drip over the side. Let's see, this just made a mess. So, take a little bit bigger brush. This is what happens when you don't have a plan. I mean, I had a plan, but I couldn't visualize what I really wanted.
I think it looks fine.
So, luckily, it lifts. And I'll put some blue back here because it's going to stain a little bit, looks like. Let's do this. Kind of blend it out a little bit. See right there, it got into the grain of the wood. And it's getting into the grain of the flower. I'll do that. Oh, not happy. Has to be okay, right? Has to be okay.
Yeah, it does.
So, that's not too much water. Let's see, purple. Let's see if I can distract. Now the purple has a couple. It has blue and pink in it, which is one of the reasons why I picked it. So that's going to take a minute to... I don't have a small mister in here. Let's see, can I drop some water on here? Come on. It's quiet in chat.
Andrew says,
There we go.
have you sealed the wood?
Yes, the wood was sealed. I did a spray coat, and then I put the watercolor ground on it.
Okay. Yeah, chat's pretty quiet. Grace was complaining about burning it, but...
Oh. Ooh. Okay, that's cool. See, I like the squigglies when it moves.
Yeah.
I don't like how it's drying. That's the problem I'm having. Like I said, I don't want to paint the whole thing. Let's do this. Ooh, that was cool.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Let's see here. You know, I'm liking that purple. I don't want to go too far with it down on the board. Okay, we'll leave that. We'll just let it do its thing. I'm not going to mess with that.
Okay.
And the salt, I'm going to have to clean up that area.
Oh, Andrew says that silence equals mesmerized.
Trying to make sure, see what I'm doing. Let's see, right there should be good. Alright, I need to clean this up a little bit.
Tony Fleming's here.
Hi, Tony.
And Grace says, complaining, you simplify the drama. Her exact words were, she wounded me. Or, you wound me, Jason.
You wound me.
Crafty Kitty says, wow, that's pretty painting.
Well, thank you, Crafty. Alright, what color? You know what? Try some of the ultramarine blue. I think for what I want, the Brusho is doing a better job.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Even though I'm not exactly sure what I want. At least with this, I don't think I get as much of a harsh line as I am with the paint.
Okay.
But with the paint, I could lift it up if I don't like it, whereas the Brusho stains the wood. So, yeah. Let's see here, where else to think. Even though the salt's not dry. Yeah, so that just came right off. But the red isn't. I guess this is a good way to show that. It'll come off some. But not a whole lot. Alright, so I think I'm going to skip the watercolors for this one. For what I want, it's not working out. I mean, in general, yes, it's working. But for what I want, it's not. It's okay. That's why we're doing this, right? So I'm going to leave some of it there. I'm not going to fuss over it too much. What I'm doing here is just trying to add some water. And let's see here, what color? I'm going to purple.
Heather says that there's something fundamentally missing from chat today.
Aww. Well, I'm sure she can bring it back.
It's already happening. Grace says, water, what are you talking about, Heather?
I'm liking the Brusho. And I also pulled out the metal leaf inks. We can also drop those in too.
Could be interesting.
Yeah. Alright. I'm going to clean this.
Is it okay over the watercolor?
I didn't test it. We can test it on the board, but yeah.
Okay.
It should be fine. Alright, so let's lift this up. I'm just not liking how the Indian Throne's sitting on it.
Huh.
So, we'll leave a little bit underneath. But maybe I got it too wet for what I'm wanting, and that's why I'm getting, because I'm not painting over the flowers. It's this harsh line along the edge that I'm not liking the most. But I do appreciate that we can clean it up. That's kind of why I wanted to start with it. Just in case. I guess we used all our laughs last week. Thanks to Heather and Grace.
Used all the laughs last week.
Yeah. That's why it's so quiet now.
Yeah. I think Eve just made a comment. Heather and Grace are itching for some mischief. And I think that she's right.
Are they biting their tongues for now?
Barely.
Alright. See, even though the red was sitting on top of the blue, it's still staying down on the wood. And I do think I'm going to have to do more cleanup. I think let's go. Alright. Now we'll add some water. Let's see here. Because the red stained right there, I think I'm going to go with red there. Bring it down into the purple. Let's do this. Not too... I am so not happy with this.
I think it looks good.
I can move it.
I guess it depends on what you want.
I was wanting more of an abstract feel to it. That's what I was looking for. Let's see here, I'm going to wet around here. And hopefully it'll move a bit. Yeah, I'm not doing what I wanted. Well, if anything, I guess this is a don't do this type of thing. What I should have done is really like wet it and then took out all the blue. This. What I'm doing is the excuse me, pigment on my brush, and I just got into a very small area. See, if I didn't have the blue, it would be, I think, fine, but this blue is distracting. So, let's add some blue here, some blue there, a little bit of blue there. I don't have any blue here. Let's see what happens then.
Let's see.
Oh, not a happy camper. Right now, even though I know this is the ugly stage-ish, I'm just not happy with it.
Yeah, Grace and Heather they're ramping up. Grace did say that you didn't like how the blue was sitting, but she liked it.
Yeah, I just don't like how it's drying. That's the...
So what about the red that's up there now?
With this?
Yeah, because I like that.
Well, drop. Let's activate it some more. Because there's some loose pigment that's just sitting here. Come on. Drop for me, maybe. And this is a magic eraser sponge. The original, it has no chemicals in it. And that's what I used to lift off some of the blue.
Ah. So, Grace wants to know, what are you not happy with? The color, the drawing, the movement?
I like the movement. It's just, I don't like how it's drying up against the flowers. It doesn't have the feel that I was going for. Even though I didn't know what I want. This ain't it. Sorry for the squeaky.
Actually, Heather thinks it's hilarious.
The squeaking?
Yes.
Oh. Let's see here. I can see that I have pigment over here, so I'm gonna be careful with a smaller brush. Well, let's put some over here and see what happens. Oh, there was pigment there. That was what I was worried about with the flowers. Is you can't see all the pigment. I'm going to drop this. Boop. There we go. So you don't know where exactly it's at. And since the Brusho stains, okay, I think I can go with, because of that, I can go with the purple.
I'm not going to read chat to you, but, oh, I shouldn't have said that.
I just glanced at one. So
you see what's going on.
No, I'm not focusing
Okay.
my eyes on that. Alright, see.
Heather and Grace they're back.
Yay. Alright, let's put some of that there. You know what? Let's add a little bit of this here. See what happens. It is shifting quite a bit there.
Grace says, don't repeat anything we say. Don't worry, Grace. I'm not.
Put some there. Let's see here. Kind of is a waiting game to see. It's pretty wet. Let's see.
Esme's here.
Hey, Esme.
Says, hey, Val, dropping in for a bit.
Alright. Let's see here. See,
Yeah, I won't read anything you say, Grace, unless it's really, really funny. Right.
Can you mute for a minute? Because I'm going to use the heat gun to like blow off the
Translation, Val needs to cuss.
No. I want to get this off because I'm going to grab a mister bottle with a fine mist and see how I can move it.
Stand by.
No. All right.
And we're back.
Alright, small Mr. Bottle. Sorry, had to get up for that.
I could have done that.
Oh, I know, but I didn't remember which pocket it was.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. Alright, small Mr. Bottle. Let's see here. Do that. Move it a little bit. This is why I didn't want the... Ah, that's why I didn't want it. Actually, it looks kind of cool.
Yeah?
You know what? F it.
Yes, Grace, those hearts that Bernadette just blew were at you.
We're going to do a little that, a little that, a little that. I'm double handling it now. That.
I feel like you're just
At this point,
giving Heather something.
At this point, what's the worst that's going to happen? It looks like shit. Alright. And then we're going to do a little that.
Oh, Lisa has to go.
Bye, Lisa.
Lisa says she's so nervous for you. Her heart is pounding.
Oh, no, no. If that's why you're leaving, don't leave. Let's see here. Haha. Okay. Do that. And then we'll do a little bit of this.
Wow,
How'd that get
looks
green?
Like you're seasoning stuff.
That's why I did it.
You're making soup.
At this point, we'll do this. Okay. Trying to get the color quickly. We can blot. We can let a little color.
Oh, that's cool.
Do that.
Oh, Lisa says Brittany has a doctor.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't because I was stressing her out. Ooh, I don't want to lose that flower. Alright. This is a thirsty brush. Soak up some of this. Because I don't want to lose that flower. If I can help it. Soak it up. Well, at least with this way, I get rid of those edges I don't like.
Mm-hmm. Grace says the top right isn't matching though.
Top right. I'll do this. You know, this is how the torch came about.
Yeah, I know.
And he just got frustrated and did it.
So what's the equivalent here? Are you gonna get a super soaker or something?
Super soaker. That could be fun. Alright. There. Hopefully that matches a little better.
Load your super soaker up with some Daniel Smith.
And do this. Do that. Do a little bit of that. I'm gonna need some water here. I don't care if it goes over the edge because I'm covered.
Already mentioned the torch. Heather's yelling torch now.
Yeah, I can't do the torch with this one. Let's see here. I need some color up there. And do a little bit of that color.
Oh.
Do a little bit of this. Do a little bit of that. Do a little of this. Do a little of that. Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah? Like that?
I still kind of feel like I lost my burning, but...
No, I don't think so.
I like how it's moving, especially this right here.
Yeah.
I like that. Now this is what happens when I don't have a vision. Now this one I am going to have to UV spray it.
Yeah?
Yep.
Which one is not light fast?
All of it.
Oh, okay.
Brusho is not light fast because it's dye based.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to do, ooh, I kind of like that. Kind of like that.
Grace is asking like how those colors mingle.
Still trying to keep that one cleaned off. That's that one up there. I don't care if there's a little bit on the burning. I'm just trying to save kind of the main. But you know what? I can always go back over it. Let's see here. How's that looking on camera?
Looks good to me.
Yeah. I'm kind of missing something up here, aren't I?
Yeah, a little bit.
Alright. What color? What color? We got red down there. We got blue. We got red. Got some red already going. Blue it is. What?
I'm glad that I'm glad you're making these decisions.
Well, who else is gonna make them?
Well, only you.
Alright, let's see what happens. Ooh, that's cool looking. The thing is it's gonna take so long to dry. Let's see here. Drop some water in here. Oop, I got some on the pedal.
Grace likes the explosion of color. And Esme wants to know what that white thing is.
This is a cut up magic eraser, Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. It's the original with no chemicals in it. It cleans off watercolor, even on paper. So I need some more blue, don't I? Put some blue there. See if we can get a swirl going this way. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
How to do that? See what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough water, maybe? Because that's the flower I keep trying to clean up. Do that. Let's see here. Seeing if I dropped alcohol in here, the paints would act differently.
Andrew wants to know if the wood had a larger grain, would the color well up in them when using that effect?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, like pine, like we'll see it actually on the side, maybe, hopefully.
See how I asked that, Grace? Heather? Denied.
What?
Nothing?
What?
Nothing? Carry on.
What?
Nothing.
What did I miss?
Nothing.
See, I want that to move a little bit more. I kind of like this, but I'm not liking that. I like this, not that.
Oh, it's already new.
Is it?
It really is.
I have so made a mess of this.
I don't know about that.
I do. You can go.
Okay.
So let's see how much. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, so I don't have any water along the edge.
No.
What sucks is I just realized the bottom of my board isn't sealed. Oh well. Okay, so see the blue has the ultramarine blue has a bit of green in it, so I have to watch that with the red.
Well, that's looking really good. I really like that. Grace, do you think you're being punished?
What'd you do? Oh, I know what you did. If you think he's being punished.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Heather wants to know, are you going to be applying color everywhere?
Not intentionally.
See what you
This
did
is
there,
like...
Heather? I see what you're doing, Heather. Grace.
Are they trying to get me to...
You're trying to get me to read stuff.
Oh. You guys are naughty. You can take that however you want. Let's see here.
Comments like that.
Not helping?
No.
Alright. See, I'm not liking the red. I wish I would have kept the red out.
Really? I like the red.
You like the red?
I do.
See, to me, it looks like a freaking mess.
It looks like a sunset or something. To me. Does it look like a freaking mess? Are you from Jersey now?
It
Looks like a freaking mess. Hey!
You know what? Let's mute and see how much of this I can get dry enough to...
Mute, huh?
Well, yeah, because I need to be able to put the...
I wonder what's going to happen when you mute, Grace. Let me know.
Because... See how it moves? I don't want it... I want it to stop moving. Granted, I'm sure it would have to stop moving if I stop spraying it, but I want it to stop moving so I can... And by drying it, we can see how much of a color shift we're going to get.
Okay.
I mean, the colors are going to shift. They are not going to be this bright.
No.
No. I will be very surprised if they are. Right now, I'm just trying to find where all the flower parts are that I don't want heavy color on.
Keep it up, Grace. See what happens.
Ooh. Hold on, Grace. I'll look in a minute. I know that's what you're wanting. Is for me to look up. Let's see here. If I remove some of the paint, at least then we'll have a bit of a highlight. Alright, let's mute. See how dry I can get this.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. And go.
Okay.
Alright, it's like working on Yupa paper. Doesn't want to dry anytime soon. Sorry about that.
While we're muted, Cyan Ink Art says hi.
Thanks, Cyan. Making a mess.
Also, Eddie Alanis says hello.
Hello, Eddie. Alright. Yeah, this is like working on Yupa paper. It does not want to dry quickly. And see, now you can really see the grain, and that's going to raise. It's just going to have to be okay. I really wet this. So I would, in the future, I mean, I'll do this again, but in the future, I'm not going to be so shy on how much ground I use. I was really worried about it clouding up the burning, and that's why I was trying to go lighter. But
I think that looks really nice.
I'm kind of curious at this point. All right. These two are my favorite. Silver or copper, which would drop in color better, or which would look better?
So the question that you saw from Grace about cleaning up water off of wood.
Paper towel.
Paper towel. Okay.
Paper towel. So we got. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Other one. We got copper or silver. I mean, I've got gold, but Cyan, this is Daniel Smith transparent watercolor ground, and I just didn't put enough on.
Philip says he has times where he wanted everything to stop moving, but maybe it had to do with the tequila.
Yes, put it on the tequila, it won't move so much. Let's see here. I almost wonder if I should let some of the paint go over some of the background flowers and just keep the two.
Well, that might be interesting.
You know what I mean?
Almost like a little atmospheric perspective. But I think right now it looks really dynamic. Am I editing you, Grace? I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe. These are big drops. I think maybe that would work a little better. Oh, that's too much water there. I can see it. Let's soak some of that up. Alright, so what color should be the main background flower color?
You coloring the flowers now?
Just the background, and I'm just gonna,
Oh.
because if you look at the stem, I kind of like the color over it.
I don't know. I really kind of like it the way it is.
So no color on the back flowers?
I don't know. Esme has to go there.
Thanks, Esme. Yeah, now I'm getting the big drops. Alright.
Oh.
I saw that.
Ah.
So leave it alone then? Is that what the vote is? Leave it alone?
I don't know.
So now you can start seeing where it's drying. Right in here. Because it's a dye, it's going to... Oh, that's already dry, I guess. Let's see here. What color? Silver.
No, Grace.
Copper,
if I don't edit your
so-
comments and Val loses it again, if you break Valarie again, then the stream has to end.
If you break me.
Yeah.
Grace is saying a light wash on. I have not tried the powder with alcohol. When you use alcohol in watercolors, it travels different. I don't know how the Brusho does. I don't know if it activates the same. Let's see here. I just feel like this needs to have some color, whereas... oops, sorry. Let's see here. Let's move some around, see what happens. Because I do like...
Grace is voting for a light wash on the back flowers.
I don't know how well I can do with light. I can try. Just soaking up some of the water. Alright. I can do this. Light wash. What color?
Well, there's the least amount of red. Grace wants to know, would you suggest a few shots before attempting this at home?
Yes. I actually had thought about it. I probably should have done a few shots before I did this. I'd probably be happier. So you're saying red?
Maybe. It's just because there's a little bit of red there that's predominant, that's kind of visible. Maybe a little bit of red in the background would kind of.
In the background?
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Grace says purple. Marie says silver.
Oh, okay.
Grace, true, red then. And Andrew says, I hate predictive text, but no one's perfect. I feel like that was out of left field there, Andrew.
Let's see here. Because these are supposed to be more in the background. So. Ah! Did I run out of water?
That question goes through unedited. Well, Grace, Andrew, unlike you, doesn't have a history of filthy innuendo.
No, just
Philip says,
one filthy, not two filthies.
No, well, two filthies.
That's Grace
and Heather.
And Heather.
Philip says red. Yeah.
I'm just filling up my Mr. bottle.
Every time you say Mr. Bottle, it sounds like a title like here's Mr. Bottle. Hello, Mr. Bottle. It's me, Bernadette.
Alright, 1, 2, 3.
Maybe you could put some eyes on it. Maybe like I got some googly eyes we could put on it. Maybe Mr. Bottle.
I don't know. Let's see if we can get this off.
That question went through unedited because it's a different line of
Inappropriate?
Yeah, of inappropriateness. So what's the matter?
It's going into the flower that I don't want it to go into. That's all. That's all.
I know.
Doink.
Heather says, maybe don't say doink.
Oh my goodness. I am so not editing myself for those two. They can have their way. I don't
feel like
care.
I feel like the network censor. Like, oh, you can't say that on the stream. Yeah, you can't say that on the stream.
See, I just kind of want this tinted kind of like right here. It's just not happening. It happened naturally over here, and now I'm trying to recreate it.
Gotcha.
And I think that's part of the problem, so I'm trying instead of just letting it happen. Let's see here. So you can mix it around and actually create paint out of it. Let's mix it around a little bit. See, I just kind of wanted it to, these feathers, petals to like fall back a little bit more, but it's not working the way I wanted. Ooh, okay. Blended some of that out a little bit. Alright. Now if I drop the silver in where it's wet, I don't want the silver on the petals. Because the ink is not transparent. And so it's going to cover up the burning.
Where are you going to put the silver then?
I was kind of just thinking mixed in with the...
Oh, just mixed in.
Yeah, I was just going to drop it in.
That could be interesting. If it spreads out.
In theory, it should. In theory. And in theory, a lot of things were supposed to happen. That didn't. Alright. See, I don't know why we got a wave here. Go that way. So that blue has some turquoise in it. That's why I'm hesitant to use it. It's more of a phthalo blue. Even though it's an ultramarine, it's more of a phthalo blue. Oh, that cleaned up a little bit. That's good. Probably shouldn't do it with these brushes, but let's do a little bit over here. See, I don't know if I could drop in the end of the throne now and have it look okay. I have so
Really,
this.
I'm exhausted. So sleepy.
You're making everybody else sleepy. Let's see here. See, I like that purple. Let's go up here a little bit. We can always wipe it, right? Yeah, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Don't want the colors to mix too much. Take this out. Take this out.
Like that.
Take this out. Take a little bit of highlight out. Maybe. Possibly.
Possibly.
If we can get a little highlight by sucking up some of the paint. Take that out. Let's see here. You're going to make everybody sleepy doing that, love.
Sorry.
I got to make a mess. Alright. Let's go this way. Let's just see what happens.
Okay. Let's go this way.
Luckily, this is water resistant, so don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Trying to get it. It's not dropping down to the side like I was hoping it would. Let's get some of the water off of here.
That's cool. It almost makes it look like it's a suggestion of some landscape there.
And that's kind of what I wanted to do. Just,
I like that.
should I get tap? Let's just tap. Oh, squeak. Alright, so in doing that, I remove some of the water.
Yeah, I like that. That's really cool. Eve says softer background colors will let the flowers pop out more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe I won't use the silver.
It might be too much.
It might be.
Simplicity might be this.
Oh, that's better. Oh, okay. I'm a little happier now.
Yeah?
Little.
A little.
Well, because that corner. a little happier.
I just had a cup of coffee, Heather. I need some sleep. Grace thinks she needs some red on the top left.
Top left red.
And Eve likes the soft look.
Well, not quite what I wanted.
It was not decaf.
Let's see here.
I'm just tired.
See, I can.
Sorry.
Goodness.
Sleepy.
Very little red though. That's the best look yet. See, it's not as bright as I had hoped, but I don't know how well.
Oh, you really took off a lot of that, huh?
I did. Well, I watered it down, and in watering it down, and as it's drying. Oh, what's this? What's that? Okay. Just a hair. I mean, I could dry this and then spray it again and add some more
Andrew says perfect.
color to it. Not what I was picturing in my head, but I don't know.
I saw that hair on there too.
Zena's trying to be a part of the art.
No.
Let's mute for a minute. I want to dry it. That way they can see.
Grace says she thinks it's fine now that you soften the red at the bottom more.
Alright.
We're mute?
Yeah, we're going to mute so I can get this as dry as I can so they can see what the real color shift is.
Uh-oh. Gonna mute.
Here we go. Alright. The wood stove. The color that's on here, Eddie, is Brusho. I have it linked down in the description. I have a 12 set down there. Okay, so this is dry.
Wow.
I just feel like it needs more. See, I saw that. I first saw that. So I also kind of was ready. Kind of. I want to see if how color pencil does on this. Now the ground, the watercolor ground is that's not really working. Is an acrylic base emulsion. Let's see what happens when I do this. What did I do? What is going on? Okay, it's the watercolor's not coming off. Or I'm sorry, the colored pencil. That seems odd what it's doing. Did that just take off the emulsion? See if you guys can see that. Right there. I almost wonder if it took off. Huh. It almost looks like it took off the watercolor ground.
I don't know. I can't tell.
So now,
Bernadette is her own person. A hand model. I don't know what you're talking about. Philip has to run.
bye,
He
Philip.
says that sure is looking nice, though.
Why is this so yucky? Thank you for coming. One thing I did pull out, I don't have this in the description. This is just pin white.
And he wants to know what kind of eraser that you used.
That was a Vanish 4-in-1 eraser. I don't have that in the description. But it is in my, not that in my description either, kit webpage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I shared it over in the group. Let's see here. I want to see. See, this stained. This did more staining than watercolor effect. I'm going to have to practice this. And I'm trying to see. And this is just basically gouache. And it kind of feels, I don't want to say sticky, but helps if I'm on screen, doesn't it? Not quite sticky, but it could be because of the heat gun heating up the acrylic. This white may be too stark. Can you guys see it okay? Well,
yeah.
Because I'm not going to put this everywhere. Because I don't know if I messed up using the eraser.
I don't think you messed up.
Right here. I'm not sure if it took off some of the paint or if it took off some of the this does need some highlights. So now that I painted them, I wasn't trying to paint them. Let's see here. This one is a highlight. I'm not going to highlight all of them. This is my main focal point. I'm definitely going to practice this a little bit more. Because I'm not sure how I feel about it. What? So, if I was happy with this, like I'll probably still do it anyway to see how it looks. In finishing this up, I would spray the UV spray over it. And then seal it with a brush on polyacrylic. I don't have to worry about spraying it again because the UV spray is also a varnish.
Oh.
So I don't have to worry about like wetting the gouache here and having it move. So once I spray the UV spray on it, I can just do the brush on.
Okay.
So don't have to worry about that.
That's good.
Though I definitely think using more acrylic ground, watercolor ground, sorry, would have worked out better.
I think it looks really nice though.
Oh, too thick. Didn't want it that thick. I can wet it and move it around. I gotta remember that. so I don't have to freak out. Hopefully this is helping the petals pop out a little bit better, since I did lose them. And this does cover your burning, so gotta be careful. Oh, they ended up being painted, didn't they?
Well, kind of. It's still burning.
Yeah, but see, I lost the petal here. And see, on camera, what you guys see, and you guys think it looks awesome.
I can see it in real life. It looks awesome.
Yeah, but you always say that.
Grace, I knew you were going to say that. Heather didn't beat you to it.
Yes, I can move it around wet.
So it's not helping. Oh no, they got to you.
No, because I do need to move this around a little bit. And actually,
Damn you, Grace. Heather.
I looked at the questions, or I looked up the comment. Cat. I'll get it up. This is going to dry a little lighter because it's gouache. But I do like this a little bit because I can kind of soften it up so it doesn't look so harsh. Blend it out into the petal a little bit more.
Okay.
I definitely want to practice this a little bit more because not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. But this will lift up if I, just like the watercolor did, if I get it really wet, it'll completely lift up. Actually, that petal over there kind of needs it. Now, see, I'm just putting some of the light back into it. In fact, I didn't even have to put the colored pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't do that again.
Okay.
Because then I could seal directly on the wood. I did record sealing the wood with the watercolor ground, I'm sorry. That's what I want to say, watercolor ground. But actually, I think I want to redo it because I do think I needed more ground. So I'll do another burning and I will re-record putting on the watercolor ground.
Grandpapa says, what is the white you used?
This right here is the Dr. P.H. Martin Pin White. Let's see here. I got anywhere else? Oh, this had a high highlight in this flower right here, just along the edge. Let's see how it looks. And at least with this, I can blend it out. If you use white acrylic ink, once it's dry, it's not going anywhere.
Right.
And that's why I didn't grab that, because I wanted to have a little bit of room for error. Considering I made a lot today. I should name this Playtime with Valarie.
That's not going to help as far as what's going on in chat.
I'm not looking at chat. I'm being good for now. Let's see here.
That's enough of your dank memes, Grace. Podge says thanks.
Let's see here. See, this petal still doesn't look like it's curling in like it should. So I wonder if I hit it just a little bit. Maybe.
What do you mean? Say, hit it just a little bit.
With the white to kind of bring it down a little bit. But I think I did it in the wrong spot here. So I'll lift it up. Let's see here. Everything's all dirty.
That's what she said.
Oh, you give me a hard time.
Damn it, Grace. Heather. I'm so tired.
Alright, I'll wrap this up. I just wanted to show them kind of I'm just trying to hit there's a couple of spots that had high highlights. And see, this is two. You can't even tell that I put the color pencil in because it was under the let's see, let's take some of that away. Let's take it all away.
It's funny, Grace.
And see, my sides aren't painted, but I'm not going to do that on the live.
No.
No.
Are you going to paint the sides, though?
I'm going to have to.
Yeah.
I'll post pictures. The highlights here are too stark.
She framed it.
Well, this is a pretty thick 7/8.
Still good to be framed.
This. My off camera. Yes, I am. That can help. Again, I don't want to lose my burning. But I did notice if laid some water down first, where I want the white highlight. When I touch down, it kind of filters it, or not filter, but mutes it down a little bit more. But it's still there.
I agree, Grace. Heather's trying to blame you, but we know the truth.
It's both of them.
It is.
It's not one or the other. It's both of
I
them.
just want to point out that chat was relatively quiet. Grace was in chat, and then Heather showed up, and then chat has not been quiet. So, Lee Art just came in.
Hi, Lee.
Oh, God.
What?
Nothing.
Alright.
Did this happen last time? Didn't Lee Art show up and ask an innocent question?
Is that what happened last time?
Yeah, well, part of it. What is the white that you're using?
Pin white.
Pen white.
With a little bit of water. Just to kind of blend it out a little bit, so it's not so harsh. See, it looks better on camera than it does.
Yeah.
And oh, see, you just agreed.
What?
You say yeah.
I'm tired.
No, you
What was the
agree.
thing?
Why are you saying yeah if you don't
I
know
don't
what
know.
the thing
I'm
is?
exhausted.
Is yeah. I almost want to sprinkle stars on the back.
I feel like that we need to film some disapproving Bernadettes just for Grace and Heather.
Alright, so that was a little bit of white.
We are wants to know pen weight.
Pin weight. Doing a little bit of water in here. It dried up. It reactivates with water, so.
Yes, Grace, there's two letters that could make pen white very different. Like O and S, because then it would be open whites. And that would be something else.
Okay. I don't know if I want to know.
I'm so tired.
I guess so. Alright, I'll finish it.
Or perhaps.
It's okay. You don't have to keep going. Oh.
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
No, Grace, it's not worth the effort. Or are you talking about Bernadette? Because that's totally worth the effort. Totally.
See, you guys get to have the fun. I don't see what's going on in chat.
Oh, you will. You're going to read all this afterwards.
Unless I forget and close it and then the chat goes away.
I won't let you do that.
Oh.
There's like 5 questions.
Okay.
And about 100 lines of something else.
Oh. Too far that one. So what's some of the questions?
We have already asked them.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
Alright. Well, if we have any last questions, I'll quickly recap. What I would do different. I would not add the white colored pencil so that I could I wouldn't have to worry about smearing it with the watercolor ground. I would add a thicker layer of watercolor ground. Those are the two biggest ones. I don't know if this is a good idea here. I'm just trying to separate the petal because I kind of lost it.
That's okay, Grace. It's no bother.
What's that?
Doing some more Bernadette.
Oh no, we need to do some more.
Grace is actually, let me read this a couple times, make sure it's a legitimate question. Yeah. Do you think multiple layers of ground would help?
I do, and I almost did it. And again, I was worried about clouding up my burning. And that's why I was more conservative with the ground.
Eve is asking, it seems really hard to plan for the color stage of a burnt piece on wood. Is there a better way to plan for it, or is it about making a mistake and learning from them? And Andrew is asking if the ground is a sealer.
It is... What is it? The ground is not the full wood sealer. I did a spray coat of the my regular varnish. This is just supposed to seal enough to keep the wood grain from popping up, which run my fingers over it, I can feel the grain, so I did not have a whole lot of ground there.
Okay.
Nor was it, that's why the grain is so pronounced right here.
Okay.
Is it wasn't sealed very well.
Okay.
And I've got some up here.
What about Eve's question? About planning for the color stage.
Where watercolors are concerned, I think part of the problem was I didn't have a very clear vision of what I wanted. I do think you can plan for it. I was in the beginning, being very restrictive on how I was going to do this. And I think that was part of the problem.
I still think it turned out really nice.
Now this is good. The color is going to darken up a little bit when I seal it.
Okay.
So I do know that. Trying to think. This was definitely about, this one in particular was definitely about making mistakes. So yeah. So I will put a coat of spray sealant on it. No. I will put a coat of UV spray on it because the Brusho is not light fast and will fade. And then we'll get, if this faded, it would turn more into a gray and not be what you did.
Grace wants to know if there's a way to do thumbnails for pyrography.
When I do a sketch for something I'm trying to plan out, I sketch it out and I use ink, brown ink, to kind of act like the burning.
Yeah.
So I can get kind of an idea of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It worked better with the manatee than it did with this.
Well, Podge says thanks for letting us see all the experimenting. It helps to see the real processes.
You're welcome. And I will spray this and, oh, I still need to paint. I do need to add color, even if it's just a little bit, to the sides. I'm not really worried about the bottom and top, but definitely the sides. Okay. Anything else?
I'm looking at see anything else.
Well, thank you for joining me today while I made a mess and had no idea what I was doing.
Oh, I doubt that.
I didn't. It turned out differently. I think. I didn't have a plan, so I guess it couldn't turn out too differently. Okay, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully this has helped in some strange way on your burning adventure. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And also, just found out, if you don't hit that notification bell, even if you watch my videos weekly, YouTube is not telling you when I'm uploading or live. So please make sure to hit that notification bell. Also, make sure to like up this video and leave me a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see next week, because I have no clue. Happy burning, guys. Or in this case, coloring. Bye.